Hey YouTube land, Tycoon here, doing another action figure review, and today we're having a look at the third of four figures, which I didn't pick up the fourth, but it's the third of four figure wave from Super 7, and this is another one of the G.I. Joe Ultimates. So the four figures consist of, if I remember correctly, the right order, Cobra Bat, Cobra Commander. There's two Joes, two Cobras. So Cobra Bat, which is the army builder, Cobra Commander, obviously the head honcho. You have Duke, and then it's Snake Eyes with Timber. It's the animated version Snake Eyes, and I'm not a big fan of that version of him, which is why I didn't pick him up. He does come with Timber, but I'm not a big fan. He's kind of wearing that kind of purple suit with the kind of, well, it's navy blue suit with the purple kind of pockets and stuff on it. But because these are based on the animated cells as opposed to, or the animation, the real American Hero animation figures, than the action figures, but there's a few action figure nods as well to that. So this is for the Cobra Bat, so, or Bat, or Battle Android Trooper as they are known, and comes in the standard box from Super 7. So you get a brown mail order box for the outer packaging, and then for the inner packaging you were treated to this. So this is pretty much the same thing you get with Cobra Commander. You get this metallic blue camo box with the Cobra logo. Same thing with the Cobra Bat. Only difference is the Cobra Bat one says Cobra Bat on the dog tag, and when you open it up, it will have a showcase of the figure inside. Obviously, the figure is open. Even the back is the same with the embossed Cobra or G.I. Joe logo, and that kind of worn paint effect, which is really nice. I will give it to Super 7. They do tend to give very nice, presentable packaging for their figures. Even stuff that I'm not a collector of, like the lines that I'm not a collector of, like those is it like Misfits and the kind of rock, the Iron Maiden stuff, and all those kind of music based stuff that they do. Presentation for their boxes are on par, so I can't knock them for that. So on the back you have a write-up for the Battle Android Trooper, file name classified, primary military speciality classified, secondary military speciality classified. Bats are perfect Cobra Troopers. They never question orders, complain about chow, shirk duty, or surrender. They require no leave time, sick pay, or benefits of any kind, and they are cheap and easy to replace. On the other hand, bats do not react very well to changes in field conditions, nor do they discriminate between targets. They will shoot anything that moves, be it friend or foe. They also have a unfortunate tendency to burst into flames when hit from behind. Bats are dangerous to everyone, or to everybody. They'll shoot, bayonet, or kick anything in sight. Cobra infantry don't like to be on the same battlefield with bats. When the Cobra unit is losing a battle, they will disperse bats into the midst of the firefight in order to evacuate the area easily. So you have an image of the bat holding the kind of standard rifle. A lot of the times the bats in the cartoon didn't utilize one of the accessories that come with the figure. So I'm going to move the box out of the way. I'm just going to put the slip cover back over it so I know where it is. Oh yeah, and it also has on the side GIW1, so G.I. Joe Wave 1, Bat 01. So there is a comic version of the Bat that they released, which has a different head sculpt and different arms actually, which looks really cool, and it's in the kind of a pastel blue color. But I picked up two of these guys. Now I only have the one here for display for the review, so I picked up two of them because they were cheap, and they are army builders, and they look really cool when piled together. So we'll get the measuring out of the way first. So the Bat does stand a little over 7-ish, 7.25-ish, 7.5 inch. They are quite a tall critter. So if I bring in Cobra Commander, you can see the bat does actually tower over him a small bit. Side to side, probably see a little bit better. There is a bit of a height difference between the bat and the standard figure, so that is pretty cool. We'll go through the accessories because there is a plethora of accessories that it comes with. So it comes with a rifle, which is based on the one that you see it firing most of the time in the cartoon. It comes with its alternate pincher, flamethrower, and I think it was a laser arm. I know one was a laser, one was some sort of flamethrower, and the grabby claw. They do plug into the hands. Now hopefully mine won't do anything rash on this, but the idea is you pop the hand out, take the hand you want, and you pop it in, and you have the pincher arm, or whichever arm you want. I will say it is tight getting them into this backpack piece. I don't remember the backpack piece showing up much in the show. This was more of a nod to the original figure, but these things just plug into that. They were very tight to get in the first time around. I think they might have loosened up over time, which is a good thing, because I'm afraid you're always afraid of snapping the pegs. The way the backpack hooks on, it isn't like a normal backpack. It doesn't plug into the back. There is no plugs on the back of these figures. It has clips, and it just clips into the shoulder pauldron knee bits up here, and you do have to stretch it a slight bit to reach over both sides of the neck, but then it kind of helps it lock it in place, and it doesn't really fall out that much. There is another gimmick on this guy. Actually, I'm going to put his hand back in. I do love the fact that the hands, instead of them being at the wrist, is actually back behind the wrist, so it actually gives you an extra articulation point. The wrists do still swivel and hinge just like a normal wrist, but it just gives you kind of an extra articulation point for these. What was I saying? Oh yes, the extra pieces that it comes with for battle damage. So it comes with a couple of battle damage. You get this electrical explosion effect. Now the idea behind this is you open this over here, and there's a little tab, and I thought that was going to happen with this one. The chest piece on this one is very tight, hence why there's a little dent here on this one, and that's not the way it came. It's for me trying to prise this open with a small implement. The idea is supposed to be that you can, yeah, I don't think I'm going to be able to do it on this. The idea is you pull this clear plastic cover off. I'm not sure if you can see it, but there is a peg hole just in here. And the idea is you take off the plastic covering, you plug this in as an explosion or a battle damage kind of thing, and it does what it does. The head pops out. Now, it is worth noting that the head pops out at the base of the neck, not at the... Sorry if you're seeing red on my fingers. It's actually red paint. I've been painting miniatures, so the head is on that kind of ball joint, but the base neck pops out, and you get another head with that neck piece. You see, putting it in the right way would be handy. That's the right way. But it comes with a battle damage thing, and I don't think this battle damage piece designed to pop out. I think, can you pop that out? I don't think it's designed to pop out. I might just take it off one of them because it will look a bit better without it, but it comes with this, again, with the electrical thing popped in. Now, unfortunately, I'm not going to push this all the way down because I'm afraid if I do, I won't be able to pull it back out on screen without maybe doing something, because as always, I do stress to heat up these things. You also get another version of the neck joint, but without the head, and that electrical thing just exploding out. This one is probably easier just left sitting in it without pushing it all the way in, because I have seen people saying that it's hard to get out because you can't really grasp around where this thing is, but it is there, and you can leave it sitting in there for a really cool headless bat shot if you want, which is pretty cool. It comes with a damaged arm. Now this one doesn't actually plug in anywhere, and you can't really pull off the arm and have it holding it, looking like it's holding its damaged arm. It is just a pure accessory, as in like a display accessory. I'm going to pop his head back in. There we go. Head back in. He does have a good range of articulation. So for the arms, you get a plethora of little arms. You get both left and right kind of grasp hands for the, it's for the grip, the secondary grip on the blaster rifle, or on the machine rifle, laser rifle, whatever you want to call it. You get trigger finger hands, both left and right. He has his right one in, he has the left one here. And then you get two punchy hands, again, done in the exact same style, where you pull it off closer to midway along the wrist as opposed to down, or midway along the arm as opposed to at the wrist. He does also come with a, that is not supposed to pop off like that, but it can be glued back in place. It's just the clip glow is a bit tight on these things, so getting it glued in is actually, the glue is just come undone on it. But he does come with a small laser pistol as well, which does fit in his hand, depending on which one you have. So you have a tiny laser pistol for his trigger finger hand, or you have a laser rifle. It does have a trigger, but it doesn't have a guard piece in front of it, and you have to get the arms just the right way, but you can get him holding it in both hands and looking like he's firing it. I know I'm doing a hames of a job of doing it on screen, but you can get him looking like he's firing the thing. So for articulation, he does have pretty much the same articulation across the board as the other figures, but with that extra couple of bits, especially where the head is joined on. The other figures don't have the additional neck joint, so it is a slightly different head, and it gets a good range of movement. You have the waist thing. It's a good, it doesn't have that kind of midsection crunch like Cobra Commander or Duke has. It has one similar to how Destro is constructed because of this clear plastic piece being in the center chest. So you can't, but you can't kind of double crunch, but it does give a good range of movement. Arms can rotate around. You can get, if I get the right joint in the right spot, you can get arms out that much. There is that bicep swivel. There is the elbow joint, which gives a good range of movement. There is a cut so that it gives it a 90-degree bend at a certain angle, but if you're off that, it's not full 90-degree. There is that additional wrist swivel, and the hinge, depending on which hand you have in, will have a different hinge. You have legs can kind of kick side out more on the right. It is hindered by this pouch. It's a solid, fairly solid piece, so it doesn't give you too much range of movement on his left leg. He can still kick forward, still get better range with the right because of the solid piece here. You have the single jointed knee, and it doesn't have a swivel. Nope, it doesn't have a swivel. There is a boot cut though, and there is rocker ankles and peg holes on the bottom of the feet. So these guys are really cool. I know I kind of stress that a lot, but I've always loved the B.A.T or Batlander Trooper. They were some of my first figures I remember getting. The original one with the lenticular chest piece, and then the kind of later one, it had a lenticular chest piece as well, but it was a more neon orange, 90s black and orange and neon green. So there is that. Now, as I said in the Duke review, I'll bring them in a little bit. If you have some of the McFarlane munitions pack weapons, this is one of the rifles on it. It looks really, really good in these guys. With these guys, you can get a sort of two-handed pose with this, and you get a really cool look. There's the two different rifles. There's this big one that kind of looks sci-fi enough that it does, you do get away with it. Put in the bigger one. This one's a little bit more tricky because there is a kind of guard piece going around the back of the hand, but you can, I know it might be off screen, you can get him to hold it, and you can get him to hold it quite nicely as if in a kind of a firing position. You can't get the kind of real looking down the barrel firing position, but you can get a pretty nice firing stance position for this guy. You can even make it look like he's using the barrel grenade launcher thing on it, which is quite cool. And one of my favorite accessories, which I think I did showcase off with the Duke review if you have watched that, but you can give him a RPG, and it looks pretty sick with the RPG. So if we just get the bat herb in the right position, so you have a bat holding RPG, and it looks pretty cool. So let's move his head so it looks like he's firing, looking a slight bit down where it should be, but you can have the bat firing a RPG as well. So overall, he looks pretty cool, and if you outkit him with some of those extra munition pack weapons, he looks even better. And I think it's wave 3, we're getting the basic Cobra Trooper, so another army builder is coming along. And if that one is anyway as good as this, adding those extra weapons from the munitions pack to the Cobra Troopers will probably look pretty deadly too. I do hope we do get some green shirts. I know they have done, Super7 have done green shirts as part of the reaction line. Now, if you're not familiar with the term green shirt, they're the basic G.I. Joe, nameless G.I. Joe guys that you see in the background of some of the shots. Not sure if they were featured too much in the cartoon. There was a couple of nameless guys every so often you'd see pop up, and they were just like green army fatigues, kind of similar how to Duke looks, except all green, and they had like kind of, I think they had tan on the base, but they had a more kind of, didn't have a shirt look, they had like the full kind of full sleeve look, and some of them had a kind of like similar uniform to like Stalker and Snake Eyes and those characters. So being easy enough repaint, just giving them a random head to make him look kind of like a generic soldier. But overall, here he is with Duke, and we'll bring in good old Cobra Commander, the guy, his big boss. And then for another size comparison, we'll bring in my original version Ahab Predator. I have since upgraded this guy to the 2.0 Ultimate version, but just to show Predator, again, as I said in the Duke version, or Duke video, there is kind of video game style versions of the Predator decos, which have a more cartoonesque look to them, and they would probably look really cool with those as well. And then for something else, do we have anything else I can bring in? Yes, I should have something else I can bring in. It's another McFarlane figure. Let me just dig him out. Grab me in the backpack. He's unfortunately fallen on the ground. There is the Warhammer 40,000 Chaos Space Marine. I have done a review of this guy. This is the one I customized with the repaint on the skin tone, because the skin tone is a base kind of color. You can see if he will want to stand, he's a little bit shorter than the bat. The bats tend to be a little bit taller. As I said, he's around the same scale as the G.I. Joe figures, which technically is out of scale. He should be taller than a G.I. Joe figure, and the G.I. Joe figure should be around 6 inches, which is what classified is. So, but it is another scale option if you want. All in all, he is a really cool figure. So there you go, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video review for the Cobra Bat from Super7, the Ultimates line. As always, please feel free to like, comment on my videos, and I have added a donation thing to my channel. If you want to donate, it's one of those buy me a coffee things. So I'll throw in the link in in the description. I'll throw the link in the description for this video, but it's also on my main YouTube channel page as well if you want to try it. Because so far, I want to see how it works, to be honest, because I have never used it before. So there you go, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video review. As always, please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. And let's see if I can hit that. Well, I know 10k is probably a bit much for a whole year, but let's see if we can get to at least 5k subscribers at some point. So cheers, guys, and thanks for your time. And I hope you enjoyed this video.